Welcome back to the podcast for the third time.
Third attempt.
Third
today.
time's the charm. SD card issues, mic issues, script issues.
There's no script.
See, now, do you see the light is actually on? The light wasn't on last time because of the SD card errors.
Maybe you should have.
Noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have. I really should have.
It's okay. It's all right.
But yeah, for the third time, we are going to discuss old TVs and if you should spend $500 for them.
Introducing FD Trintron Vega, flat screen TV from Sony. Our best Trintron picture ever.
Mm-hmm.
You've spent, what, thousands on old CRT televisions? Last I checked.
I think the exact dollar amount I spent is zero.
Zero.
But I have spent a lot of time, energy, my mom's car.
Yeah.
So gas in my mom's car. So like if we're adding it up, like there's a definite fiscal amount. Did I use that word right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good. We have accidentally collected a bunch of these things because he's been trying to find the one that's just right.
Well, it's not so much just right.
Mm-hmm.
It's that, so originally got the 16-inch here, which is awesome.
Why? Tell us why.
So for retro gaming, just to get the feel and the vibe from the 90s, the 80s, the actual developer's intent for how the game was supposed to look. CRT televisions provide. There's things like the bleed and the scan lines, all that stuff that go.
So we're just trying to get that legitimate gaming experience,
right?
When we want to go back to those games.
Yeah, when we want to go down here and play something.
Live in the 90s again.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel like the 90s if you're playing it on your phone.
No, it does lose something, like playing Final Fantasy VII on like your
entire
phone.
wall. You know.
Yeah. I remember I went to a trip to New York one time and I just played Mega Man on my phone the entire time. And it was terrible. Fun game, love Mega Man, but there's such a disconnect by doing that.
So we've been looking for the perfect old TV on which to.
Yeah, but it's been a progression in that it makes sense. So originally got the 16-inch, and then from gaming on it, a lot of people would come over parties and play the systems that we had hooked up on it. And then we were like, or I was like, I want something bigger if I'm going to be streaming games on it and stuff. So
you're going to make a thing of it.
Yeah, if I'm going to be streaming and doing content on it.
It's a loose term.
Yeah, then I would like something bigger than a 16-inch television. So then we found a 24-inch Panasonic, which was awesome. It's still one of my favorite TVs for this stuff. It looks ridiculous. And then because I had Panasonic search in Facebook Marketplace, an alert popped up for another Panasonic, a 28-inch for free. So then we grabbed that.
So basically, we've been all over the state. We've been all over and outside of the state, actually.
Yeah.
Collecting.
Right, yeah. The 24-inch Panasonic
Panasonic
was PA. We drove up to PA.
We've been to Pennsylvania. We've been
just outside of DC.
Towards DC. We most recently found ourselves at the police academy.
Yeah, not the funny one.
And not the
Not the 80s haha police academy.
With,
the guy that makes voices and sound effects.
Yeah. No, a real one.
I was able to get a lot of these for well below what people pay.
Yeah.
And apparently, I would never pay what some of these prices are. You would never pay what some of these prices are. While I enjoy the look and the feel of these old stuff with these old consoles, I also would tell people just get an OLED TV. That's so much better. That's what we play PlayStation 5 on. That's what we play everything on, a big OLED. And is the old look really worth $500?
Well, again, as someone who doesn't know anything about anything, if I looked at this TV, and I'm a little bit biased because it's identical to a TV that I had in my bedroom when I was a kid that had a VHS built into it. I watched a lot of Billy Madison on that TV. So again, I'm a little biased because this gives me warm fuzzies.
Yeah.
but I would not spend more than $30 on that, even for
Yeah.
the biggest warm fuzzy high.
Yeah. Perfectly reasonable. That's how I feel too. So when I see listings and I see people online talking about spending $300, $400, $500 for very basic, normal Sanyo sets, I'm just like, what are you doing? Especially since we have like our collection that we have not spent that much on.
Yeah.
It's terrifying. It hurts. It physically hurts when I see people do that. So don't do that. Don't be smart with your money. Don't go into an unreasonable market and support the unreasonable market.
Just perpetuate
Don't
the problem.
perpetuate the problem. These things should not be going for that much money. If you wait around, you'll be able to pick them up. And they're not rare. Like when I worked at NASA, rooms were full of PVMs, and that was just 6 years ago.
It was a minute ago. Yeah.
Rooms were full of PVMs. I'm talking hundreds of PVMs. When I went to the building that I work at now for the government up here, there's rooms there full of PVMs. These stuff that people are trying to tell you are rare, they're not actually rare. They're still out there. They just haven't hit the market yet. So be smart with your money. Don't piss it away on a CRT television. Don't do that so that your girlfriend or boyfriend will threaten to kill you.
They're gonna get mad at you.
Yeah, there's other things to spend money
What
on.
did you do today? And they're gonna say, I took our wedding money and I bought a Samsung.
This is Samsung CRT television.
A heavy little cube of Samsung.
Yeah.
That won't
Don't
make your life any better at all.
Don't do that. Get an OLED. If you're a hardcore gamer and you don't have an OLED, get the OLED first. It's absolutely breathtaking. We have a large OLED upstairs that we have the PlayStation 5 and everything hooked up to. That is our primary gaming display that we use. Obviously this for retro is great, but OLED is great for retro as well, as there's so much research done on showing that old games run amazingly well on OLED. Just get an OLED. If you have money to splurge, get an OLED. If you already have the OLED and you have money to splurge.
So what if you don't have money to splurge?
If you don't have money to splurge,
like most of us.
Yeah, the retro gaming community has gotten so overinflated with everything's gotten tough. It really has. If you don't have money to splurge, it's hard right now. And it sucks because there's so many barriers to entry now with everything being so expensive. It's one of the worst times to get into retro gaming. It sucks. So on that note, we'll wrap it up here. So be sure to like, follow, subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you at the next video.